So SOS Méditerranée is a European network. We have 4 associations, one in Germany, one in France, one in Italy, and one in Switzerland since last year. And it's really a European movement based on citizen mobilization. And the idea is to conduct rescue at sea of people fleeing Libya. So we have chartered the boat, the Aquarius, since February 2016. It's now still operating with some difficulties in the past few months. And we have rescued approximately 30,000 people. So it's, and the objectives are really first to rescue people at sea, so it's really to save lives of people in distress at sea, and then there's also a testimony aspect of the mission, because we really think there's a need for European citizens' eye on what's going on in the Mediterranean at the moment, and also to give a perspective on the situation in Libya through the testimonies of the people we rescue on board the Aquarius. And it's also to mobilize people in Europe, including Switzerland, just to make sure that we have everybody on board and that everybody is aware of the situation and willing to make a change about the situation that is currently ongoing. I cannot really say that having to rescue people at sea at the moment is a success. We shouldn't be there. We shouldn't stay long. I mean, what we're asking for is a European institutional system, so from the states and not from the civil society, to actually take upon their responsibilities and actually conduct search and rescue activities in the Mediterranean. So we shouldn't be there, but since we're there, I guess the success is to be able to patrol and to rescue people whenever it's needed. So definitely the first one would be the criminalization of NGO work, not only on search and rescue operations, but more broadly. But that's something that has been going on since at least a year and a half. And it's making the work of search and rescue organizations more and more difficult. We are currently, the Aquarius is currently the only non-governmental rescue vessel at sea. So it's how much the space has been restricted in the last years, knowing that in 2015 there were at least 15 NGOs. So that would be the biggest challenge. Second is to be in a position where we actually respect both maritime law, international humanitarian law, refugee conventions, and we are facing European states becoming rogue states and using political maneuver to intimidate both NGOs and states to deflag the Aquarius. And probably the last challenge is the lack of common work on the issue at European level, and knowing that there's no predictable system of disembarkation of people, and now every time we have a rescue, we have to call each European state to know where can we safely disembark people, which is in the law. Like, we have to disembark people in the nearest port of safety. So it's a combination of challenges we are currently facing. At least the good thing of being a symbol is probably that people are aware of the situation at sea. SOS Méditerranée has always worked on a very thin line of trying to focus only on rescue at sea. So we've never commented on the asylum system or else, and it's extremely important for us to stay on this part of the work that is basically where we do have legitimacy, so we can also speak out on what we hear on the testimonies of the people on board the Aquarius. But it's and and it's people know the Aquarius, people follow the Aquarius now, and it's also a way for them to give a face somehow to a situation in the Mediterranean. So it's I mean, when there were 15 vessels at sea, probably it was only numbers. Now, every time there's a rescue and every time there's a political problem, at least people watching TV or reading the news are aware that there's something going on, that people have been rescued, and that we are not finding a port of safety quickly, and that it's always a massive issue to disembark people in the nearest port of safety. That's what we've been calling for since 2015. It's really an institutionalized European system of search and rescue at sea. I mean, we're only here temporarily. There has never been a plan of having SOS Méditerranée for the next 50 years. And it's really, as soon as there's a European system in place, we're going to be out. So it's really, there need to be, I mean, people shouldn't have to put their life a second time in danger to be able to reach a place of safety, and that's basically what's needed to be done.